that pumpkin spice thing. We're rolling. How's it going? I love how the pumpkin spice thing just. This is great.
Yeah,
this is a great.
Yeah, that's a perfect start into it.
Perfect.
All right, so the official video adaptation of Wendigo Hunters. Oh boy, this has been a experience for all of us. It's been the biggest project I think easily we've attempted with this series, and I know that Chad, as the original author and very much director, you have a lot to say about it. So
I do. For the first time ever, we're experimenting with more professional camera angles, basic, fully scripted adaptation of a story that we've been trying to tell for years. In the past, it was all sort of impromptu and off the bat, solid camera shots. In this, we have back and forth cuts, we have cinematic fight scenes, and we have a brand new villain that I am pleased to introduce in Gabrielle Bozich.
Hi guys.
Gabrielle, who do you play in this movie?
I technically play two characters. The good version of myself is Cassie, and she is a Wendigo Hunter, and she's been through training. And she's basically kind of trying to go for a redemption and climb her way through the ranks. Whereas the evil persona that I take on throughout the film is Kanyen Teo. And she has been changed by somebody. You'll find out who later.
Forces beyond our control.
Yeah, she has been changed into a fully fledged Wendigo. In the past, they've been only partial Wendigos, not fully fledged with all the powers and everything like that. She has. And so I think that brings a different type of dynamic to the picture and to the show, because she's kind of a double crossing, because she's this evil entity on one side and she's transforming into that, but she's also this good person who's worked her butt off to get to where she is and to become the hunter that she is. And it's definitely been a complete joy to morph into that character every time we've filmed, because she's very different from evil Cassie. It's very different from me. So I think that was my challenge of stepping into that persona when we're filming.
And Chad, I know that a change in that character had a profound effect on your character that you play throughout the movie. When you go through that a little bit.
Chad, he's always struggling with love interests and females in general. You know, in the show, you know, he lost his sister to a bullet from his own hand, thanks to the Wendigo known as Onaga. And then most recently, you know, there was some off-screen tension in the story between, you know, his love life of Detective Vanessa Collins and, you know, himself. You know, he disappeared from the Hunter Order for many months, and it wasn't just the Order he disappeared from everyone's life. He dropped off the face of the earth. No one knew where he was. And he chooses now, of all times, to return. And I think it's taken all these characters, both Ryan's and especially even Cassie's, to their own extents by surprise. And no one really knows how to react to that. You know, Chad has a habit of doing whatever he wants at a price that he believes will benefit the Order in the long run, but in reality, it causes more friction and distance between all of them. And I think that's where he doesn't quite understand it in this film, though. I think it finally comes to pass that
I think he gets some sense knocked into him.
Exactly. By a few different people.
Yeah, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the fun part.
Yeah. What can I say? I guess people just like beating me up.
It is. Yeah. It's a lot of fun beating you up. You tend to piss people off sometimes.
It's true. Both Chad in the show and Chad in real life, I suppose.
Well, not too much in real life.
Some people.
Yeah,
I was about to say, I beg to differ.
Each their own.
Gabby, you mentioned earlier that the boundary of trying to play two different characters, an evil one and a good one, both going through their own hardships, but almost the same person at the end of the day, is difficult. You know, I've played Ratson on Gaedon, and Ryan here has played Onaga, both polar opposites of our actual characters, but with the same, on the same side of the coin, have a lot in common.
Don't forget, I've played 2 Wendigos.
Technically,
That's
he has.
true.
Now
Oh,
he
shush,
has.
shush, shush,
Yeah.
Shush, don't say nothing.
I'm not dropping.
Now he's topped you. Now he's 3 and you're 2. Now you gotta top him somehow.
I'm still the most powerful alpha in the face of existence.
Until me.
Anyway, so tell me, has it been difficult trying to find your own sort of personality? You know, Ratson Gaedon, he's polar opposite of Chad in the sense that he's a treacherous, terrible, cruel being, and Chad just isn't, but they also have a similarity of their arrogance and their almost unique strides for power. Is there a similarity between you and Kanyenteo?
There is a similarity, though it's not one that most people would think. Well, some people would think that it would be unnatural cohesion between the two characters. But for me, one thing I found is that they're both after power, but for different reasons. Kanyenteo wants power because she's been influenced by a certain someone. And she has the drive that Wendigos have to climb up the ranks. Whereas Cassie has it more for a lot of reasons that most humans do. They want power and they want to climb through the ranks so that they have a say. They have, they have more experiences added under their belts. And for her, it's kind of a competition because Chad was her mentor from the very beginning and he really pushed her. And so she's created in her mind kind of a competition between the two of them because she wants to outdo him. But she wants to outdo him and she wants to become that top dog. So combining the power of Kanyenteo and the drive of Cassie makes it so that she becomes, as Kanyenteo, a very powerful entity because she's got the human drive but the power of a Wendigo.
Exactly. Very dangerous force to be reckoned with, for sure. Now, one person we haven't spoken about is Dr. Jonathan Schwartz.
Yes,
Very big
Schwartz.
player in all of this, honestly. The whole Powell lineage, from Dr. Edward Clay Powell and to Jonathan Schwartz. We didn't see much of him at all in near the end of season 4, and very little in season 5. Ryan, you want to talk us through sort of what's going through his character's head at this time and sort of what's going on with the spirit realm? Last we saw him, he was fighting Ratson of Gaedon.
Yeah, I can't say too much. John is a very interesting character, obviously. His connection with Rain, very multi-dimensional, there's the word, character. He's going to have his moments, and I see from the point that we are at the end of the movie, I see 2 possible futures, and I think we should explore both of them going into season 6.
I think all the possibilities that could come out of that future is a bright one and a very interesting one, to say the least, one that involves a lot of different players in a game that's been honestly ongoing since probably season 1 starts. I mean, I'm sure everybody's been wondering who these players are. Gabby, I think it's fitting for you to reveal just who these players are in the game.
We are in the major player in this show is the Ancient Ones.
The Ancient Ones, powerful deities, beings,
Yeah, beings, spirits.
creatures.
influenced by.
It's never really quite confirmed what they are, really.
Yeah.
I think we sort of left that ambiguous on purpose.
Yeah, sort of open end to be interpreted by whatever anyone wants to interpret them as. No matter what they actually are, they are the things that have been pulling strings from Dr. Edward Powell to Rat to even some things and ongoings in the spirit realm that are happening as of late. So we'll definitely be seeing a good amount of them and learning more about who and what they are in this film. Wendigo Hunters Ancient Echoes is a movie-length feature about a team that has been fractured by the recent loss of its leader, and most recently has been having to get accustomed to being led by a new leader. How's that been for Ryan's character in the movie?
Well,
you think?
I think Ryan has been adapting very well to his new leadership position. At first, without Chad, there was definitely some rocky points, but I think by this point, when Chad has returned, he is confident. He is taking decisive action with or without Chad's input. And I want him to sort of continue in that direction, to lead. In this movie, we get to see a little bit of what he's capable of. Of course, Chad has the magic crystal and everything.
That he uses for everything.
Yes, he very much uses that, but you don't get to be co-leader without some abilities, and we get a glimpse of what Ryan is capable of in this movie.
You know, speaking of that, something I've personally always been wondering, how do you think Ryan needs what Chad thinks he needs? This crystal in the show, it gives him these powers, these abilities to phase through realms and strength and energy beyond normal mortal human comprehension. You think Ryan needs or wants something like that, or could use something like that in the future?
I think that, I'll put it this way, I think in a one-on-one fight between Chad and Ryan, Ryan would get his butt handed to him 9 times out of 10. But he definitely has no need for that power. His play style, if you will, is more strategical. Chad is a very face to the wind type of fighter, and that's not really where Ryan is. He's more tactical, works around the situation, gets his enemies where he wants them.
It's probably why Onaga originally decided to take your form.
There are some similarities. I've been trying to keep Onaga, Ryan, and the other character I play as different from each other.
Spoiler alert.
Yes. I've been trying to keep them all as different as possible. There is a little bit of overlap. I'll go into that a little bit if you don't mind. Ryan, I think, is very comfortable with where he is. He's comfortable as the co-leader. He knows his place and he does his job. Onaga has the exact flip of that, where he is in second place, but he wants to overtake Rat at all times. We saw that since his introduction. That has been his goal, always to overtake Rat, to always be better, whereas Ryan is more content with where he is, adapting to his situation as things happen, not really striving as much, I think. And then, yeah, the third character, I'll go into him a little bit. We've seen him before in the show. A little bit of
Very
a spoiler.
briefly.
He is a very old character, a long time ago in the show, and we never gave him a name at that point. And he finally comes back, and it's fun to see not really how he has changed, but how we have changed, and our interactions with him versus when we first met.
Yep.
The dynamic, what we feel about him, has changed, and sort of his role in this power struggle is definitely not where it was when we first saw him.
The Wendigo realm is fracturing. It's not the same as it used to be at one point. After the tyrannous reign of Ratanon Gaedon attempting to take power and Rain's subsequent disappearances more often, it leads everyone to wonder what's going to become of the good Wendigos inside there. What's going to become of the bad ones if they're able to get free? I think that's what Kanyenteo looks to do if she was able to take power. Tell me, is that your goal as Kanyenteo with the Ancient Ones, to take power from Rain? Or is it something else?
I think I'm going to leave that to our audience to interpret, because it can go both ways, honestly. It's going to be up to all of you guys to figure out what exactly she's after.
And you also have to think, what is she after and what are the Ancient Ones telling her to go after? Yep. At the point where she is fully Wendigo, the lines sort of blur a little bit.
It really does. It blurs because she's flipping back and forth. She's got Cassie's head in her mind as well as Kanyenteo's.
And the Ancient Ones as well.
And the Ancient Ones are in her head too.
Three voices in one body.
Who's pulling the strings when? It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
Never before have we ever shown on screen what happens to a person or a hunter when they make that full transformation. We've shown Wendigos that are already fully there, and we've shown what happens when you get psychosis. We've never once shown the full transformation. Mm-hmm. And I think that when that transformation actually clicks and it happens, it's going to be a very frightening time in that world for those characters to go through. So, honestly, yeah, it's an interesting time.
It is. I think we've said enough for the moment. I know Chad has been eagerly waiting to show off a trailer for this film, so...
That's right.
Do we want to go to that?
First ever reveal trailer of Wendigo Hunters Ancient Echoes. Shall we roll it?
Yeah, let's see it.
Let's roll it.
And we are good.
There is no need to be afraid, Hunter.
Who are you?
We are whom the rat once served. We are that which are the trees and energy you feel around you. We are whom countless have served before and failed.
Just do it already, you bastard! I never inflict any harm ever again! Oh!
We have a development. It's Chad. So, he's resurfaced, has he?
Yep, and we have reports that he's currently getting out on a ship in Norway for whatever reason.
Norway? The hell is he doing there? You say we aren't ready, but you don't give us a chance to prove ourselves. What the hell do you think you're doing?
What I always know I'm doing. She is not ready for the responsibility of a fully fledged hunter, let alone one of our elite.
You catch us in these traps, these catch-22s. Is this about the order? Or do you just want to play the hero?
You know, I've heard whispers amongst the order about a certain detective that you have relations with.
And what do you know about that detective?
You know that crystal that is around Chad's neck all the time?
Yeah.
You ever wish that you could have the power that he has?
It's very, very protective of it. For obvious reasons.
Clay, why are you here? The truth.
How am I even able to see you right now?
You are slowly becoming one with the spirit realm.
You mean I'm dying?
Without Rat's crystal, you may die.
I am a deity. I have managed to do the impossible. Physicality through crystals forged by the ancients. You sit in your pathetic little spirit realm, content with never getting your body back. Or not being able to. Is that what it is? You're not powerful enough.
No, it's just because I found peace being here.
We were sealed away many moons ago. It would not be wise to do that again, Hunter. We can help.
Really? And how would some nameless, faceless Wendigos do something like that?
Child, who said we are Wendigos? All we need is the boy's crystal.
Boy? No, I won't.
You will. You don't have a choice. Now, it is time for us to break free. Ganjin Tayo.